Who did Rick Martel face at WrestleMania 8?
Tatanka.
Jeez, man. Who were the 4 members of the losing team on the 8-man tag match at WrestleMania 8? The 4 members of the losing team of the 8-man tag match.
It was Repo Man, it was the Nasty Boys, and it was...
If anyone on Periscope can answer.
Berserker? No, it couldn't have been the Berserker.
I think you're going to be mad at yourself if you don't get this one when you hear it. I think you're going to be mad.
I'll think of it. Give me a minute.
60 seconds.
Can you name all the members on the face team for a bonus?
Hacksaw Jim Duggan, Virgil,
We're doing all the members of the 8-man tag match for WrestleMania 8 if you guys got it.
the Big Boss Man, and Sergeant Slaughter.
Alright, so you're still missing one guy from the heel team.
Heel team.
And I do think if you don't guess it, you're going to be disappointed in yourself.
And what year was it again?
WrestleMania 8. Can anyone name who was partners with the Nasty Boys and Repo Man at WrestleMania 8?
Or Mountie. Mountie.
There you go. Well,
The Mountie always gets his man.
10 seconds.
Let's see. See if you know this one very well.
Oh, I know this one.
Shit.
Feed me.
Alright, well let's just do this. Let's see how well you know WrestleMania 7. No one should know this. Do you know the dark match from WrestleMania 7 for any reason? Dark match from WrestleMania 7. This is worth like 1,000,000 points. It's like not significant at all. Although, it does involve one Hall of Famer and one person who I would say it's not totally out of the question to be a Hall of Famer, even though he didn't have any significant victories or anything.
Is it a Brutus Beefcake match?
Nope.
I can't think of it.
Oh, look at that. Coop
Yeah.
did get it right. Coop got half of it. Half of it is Brooklyn Brawler.
Ugh.
The other half is the Hall of Famer. I assume Brooklyn Brawler's not in the Hall of Fame yet. And if you need a clue, he's probably widely considered the least deserving wrestler in the Hall of Fame.
Drew Carey?
No, actual wrestler.
No,
not,
actual wrestler.
Not in the...
Coco Beware?
Coco Beware.
Ugh.
Alright, so what was the first televised match on WrestleMania 7?
First televised match, I believe, was...
It was Coco. Coop. Yes, Snuka.
First match on that
He's
show
least
was...
deserving in the Hall of Fame because he murdered his girlfriend. Can anyone out there name the opening...
Televised?
First televised match for WrestleMania 7?
It was Rockers versus Haku and the Barbarian.
And what was their team name? Haku and Barbarian?
Faces of Fear in WCW.
Well, that's what Wikipedia has them listed as.
They were
here,
the
too.
Heenan family then.
Yeah. What was the next match?
Next match after that probably would have been Davey Boy versus the Warlord.
Nope, there's one more match before that.
Kerry Von Erich versus Dino Bravo.
Yep, that is true. That's true. You're close, though. The next match was a pretty significant match. 5th match on the card. Well, 4th televised match at WrestleMania 7.
Tag title match.
Yep. What teams?
It was the Hart Foundation defending against the Nasty Boys with Jimmy Hart.
And how did it end?
Jimmy Hart threw in the megaphone and they knocked out, I want to say, Anvil? Or no, yeah, they knocked out Anvil.
Alright, before we move on, there were 2 special stipulation matches at this pay-per-view.
A blindfold match with Jake the Snake Roberts and the model Rick Martel.
What was the name of his cologne?
Arrogance.
Arrogance, alright. And what was the other special stipulation match?
Career versus career. Macho King Randy Savage against the Ultimate Warrior. And sensational Queen Sherry was in the corner of the Macho King.
Yeah. Do you remember what match was sandwiched between the blindfold match and the retirement match?
Probably Mr. Perfect and the Big Boss Man for the Intercontinental title.
Wrong.
Oh, it was Tenaru and Saito, or whatever his name was, Fat Dude, versus Demolition.
Wrong. Cooper's got it. Although Cooper guessed this earlier for a different question.
What?
Well, he got one of the wrestlers right. Do you know?
Oh, Virgil and $1 Million Man Ted DiBiase.
Nope. You're naming all these matches you're naming are definitely from WrestleMania 7. You're just not naming the one that was sandwiched between Robert Martel and Warrior Savage. There's one match in between those two.
Does it involve the Bushwhackers?
Does not involve the Bushwhackers. They were not on the pay-per-view. As far as I can tell.
Undertaker versus Superfly Jimmy Snuka.
Yep, there you go. So Cooper was saying Snuka. And then Genichiro Tenryu and Kaito Wahucha defeated Demolition. You got that one. What was the ending to the Bossman Perfect match?
It was. I remember that Andre the Giant helped run off like Earthquake, didn't he?
I think that was a different.
He clobbered the piss out of Perfect at one point. I just can't. I know Perfect got himself disqualified.
Yeah, you're right. Perfect. I don't know all the details of it. Cooper guessed count out, but yeah, it was a disqualification. Do you know what match you might? I can't remember if you said this match yet or not. Do you know the match that came after the Bossman Perfect match? This is probably the least.
Tito Santana versus the Mountie?
No. But it may have been even less important than that match. Maybe.
Power and Glory versus Legion of Doom.
No.
Oh.
But that is not. That's the only match. I mean, you haven't said the main event, but obviously you know that one. There's only one match you haven't named from the pay-per-view yet. And it's the one that came after Bossman Perfect and before Legion of Doom Power of Glory.
Oh, shit. This is going to bother me.
Yeah, I love Legion of Doom too, Coop. I want to just give you like tiny clues so it doesn't help too much. One of the guys is managed. Ooh, Kamala was not in it. That's right. One of the guys, and I don't know how much is played into the match. One of the guys is managed by someone, and his opponent was formerly managed by that same person. That's not a huge clue. If I tell you the manager, it might be a
Is
big
it Bobby
enough.
the Brain Heenan?
No, Bobby Heenan is not the manager involved.
Who's the coach? Or who's the manager?
Manager is Jimmy Hart. So match at WrestleMania 7. Yep, Coop got Jimmy Hart as the manager. He is representing somebody, and that person's opponent is a former Jimmy Hart client.
I should know this. Is it going to bother me?
No, this is easily the most forgettable match on the show. I guess maybe the one that Jimmy Hart was with, this might have been kind of the beginning of his push, really, after his initial...
Is Hercules in it?
Hercules is not in it.
Oh.
He's Power and Glory, remember?
Oh, yeah. Virgil versus the $1 Million Man?
No, that one was a match too. Although Cooper did give you a clue. I don't know if he even knows this, but the big ugly guy is definitely one of the guys in the match. Bad hairline is also true. That is also true.
You got me.
He was one of the guys who went over to WCW, one of the first. He was a member of the Dungeon of Doom in WCW. And he is the one managed by Jimmy Hart here. And
God, this is gonna bother me.
and the guy that Jimmy Hart used to manage, his opponent, was like way old school. Jimmy Hart managed him like right when Jimmy Hart first started managing, and he had all these kind of cheesy characters. This is one of the guys who he kept his name all the time, but he went through kind of different versions of himself and was an old Jimmy Hart guy, but he's like way old school, like NWA era wrestler.
I still can't think of it, man.
Which
Earthquake?
Yep, Earthquake.
And Greg the Hammer Valentine.
Greg the Hammer Valentine. There you go.
Oh, man.
That was pretty good considering all I gave you was Jimmy Hart. That was pretty good. You got every other match on the card by yourself.
God.
Well, I mean, you haven't technically said the main event still.
Oh, Hulk Hogan versus Sergeant Slaughter for the WWF Championship.
Was Slaughter with Colonel Mustafa or General Adnan for this match?
Colonel Mustafa.
Wrong. General Adnan.
Oh shit, yeah. My bad.
That's right. That's a pretty minor detail. See if there's any other questions, minor details I can pick up on.
General Adnan.
Which version of Demolition was that at WrestleMania 8?
WrestleMania 8?
Was it old school or new school?
Crush and Smash.
Crush and Smash is right. Man, that was pretty solid. Funtrivia.com. They have one for each different WrestleMania. Let's do WrestleMania 5, you little bitch.
Fuck you.
Yeah. Alright. Play game. Which venue was the event held in?
Trump Plaza.
That is true. I'm sure that's right. Alright. Who did Hercules wrestle in the opening match?
King Haku.
That is correct. He wrestled Earthquake at the following WrestleMania. Who did the Red Rooster wrestle?
He wrestled Bobby the Brain Heenan.
That is correct. How did the match between Bad News Brown and Jack Hacksaw Jim Duggan end?
I want to say it was a double disqualification.
Double disqualification is correct. Who did the Brainbusters wrestle?
Strike Force.
Strike Force is correct. Who won the Intercontinental title at this event?
Ravishing Rick Rude.
Hint, 2 words. He's ravishing. Oh god, that's like ridiculously easy. Jake Roberts and Andre the Giant wrestled this event. Who was the special referee?
Big John Studd.
Yep. You're 7 for 7 so far. 3 more. Who did the Blue Blazer wrestle?
Mr. Perfect.
Yep. Cooper is impressed with your knowledge. Which manager received the Garvin Stomp at this event?
Frenchie Martin.
Nice. Yep. Did you see? Can you see the screen?
Well,
it's giving you multiple choice. Which is fire?
I know the answers.
All right. I mean that's fine.
I'm kind of blurry-eyed.
Hulk Hogan and Macho Man wrestled in the main event of the night. Oh, which manager was at ringside but in a neutral corner?
It was Miss Elizabeth.
That is
Elizabeth.
Gotta be true.
Oh yeah, whose eyes lost Elizabeth.
What year did Elizabeth pass away?
She passed away in. Let's see here. I want to say it was 2003.
Yep, that is true. All right, we're just gonna go.
Why did it end with such a depressing question?
That wasn't the last one. Okay, we'll give you a few more. We'll see. This one is supposed to be... Oh, yeah. So, okay, we'll do that. Let's try this one. Name that tag team. where they give you the name of the tag team, you say the 2 members of the team.
Okay.
Alright, play untimed. I assume it's 10
I
questions.
swear to God, I'm going to be upset if they say Techno Team 3000.
This one might be a little too easy for you. These 10, and if this is an indication. Who are the members of the American Males?
Scotty Riggs and Marcus Alexander Bagwell.
That is correct. Who are the members of the Colossal Connection?
Colossal Connection. This is a WCW tag team?
They wrestled together from 1989 to 1990 is the only clue. Oh yeah, I knew this. I was confusing them with I know who I was confusing them with, but yeah.
I don't remember the Colossal Connection. Flair and Sting?
Nope, I'll give you the 4 options. Psycho Sid and Adam Bomb, King Kong Bundy and Big John Studd, Hulk Hogan and Randy Savage, King Haku and Andre the Giant.
King Haku and Andre the Giant.
There you go. Who were the original members of, quote, the Dream Team who wrestled together from 1985 to 1988?
It was Brutus Beefcake and Greg the Hammer Valentine. Managed by Johnny Valiant, or Handsome Johnny V.
Not handsome.
He was handsome. Or, let's see here. I don't remember the Hollywood fashion plate he tried to call himself once.
Begins with an L.
I got nothing.
Luscious Johnny Valiant.
Oh well. Nobody cares about him.
Who was Beefcake replaced with in '87 when they formed the new Dream Team?
It was Dino Bravo and Greg the Hammer Valentine.
That is right. Oh gosh. Oh. Who are members of the Insiders?
Hint?
It's WCW NWO era. 2001 to 2002.
Was it Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff? And let's see here, Larry Zbyszko, and who else? I don't remember.
Okay, the explanation's gonna have to explain this, or else they may just be wrong. Because the 4 options are Kevin Nash and Scott Hall, which would be terrible if they actually just confused the Outsiders with the Insiders. That would be insane. Kevin Nash and Hollywood Hogan, Scott Hall and DDP, Kevin Nash and DDP. I never heard of any of those called the Insiders, but
probably Hall and Nash in TNA.
This is 2000, 2001 now.
Oh, 2000, 2001 Insiders. Nash and DDP.
Nash and DDP. Yep, that's right. They tagged together when Nash was having his first run in WCW before Diesel. They reunited years later after the NWO started to break off in their own packs. The name was a play on the Outsiders, obviously. Man, I never knew that. Who are the members of the Can-Am Connection?
Tom Zink and Rick Martel.
Man, that is amazing. Yep. 6 of 10. Who are members of the Allied Powers?
Allied Powers, and what era was this?
1995.
Allied Powers was Lex Luger and the British Bulldog Davey Boy Smith.
That is right. Sheesh. Doom, who wrestled together from 89 to 91.
It was Ron Simmons and Butch Reed.
Good lord, man. The Rockers.
Who were the Rockers?
Yeah.
Shawn Michaels and Marty Jannetty.
Obviously. Oh gosh, Harlem Heat.
Booker T and Stevie Ray.
Question 10 better be hard. Rhythm and Blues.
The Honky Tonk Man.
Yeah.
And Greg the Hammer Valentine with Jimmy Hart as their as their manager.
That is right. Okay, well, with that softball of a question,
We bid you adieu.
we are done. Thanks, podcast. Let me turn off.
Thank you for
the
using Blog Talk Radio. Goodbye.
Yeah, what's a good WrestleMania one that's kind of, I'd say relatively uneventful? Maybe 26? 26 be a challenge for you at all? I think I got 26 pretty well pegged. 24? 24, yeah. 24 be a challenge, or you know 24? I know 24. Is anything later than that going to be difficult at all? It's not going to be difficult no matter what. What about 18? 18 WrestleMania. Oh yeah, I did Mania 18. It's one of the first ones I ever owned on DVD. What about X7? X7? Oh, absolutely. WrestleMania 2000? Yeah.
Well, obviously, I know WrestleMania 14 you're going to get for sure. 15 you're probably pretty solid on. Here, I'm just going to look up WrestleMania trivia so I don't have to come up with it on my own.